Not too bad. Hey guys, it's Charles.
And John.
And we are here to do a little bit of a review for another one of our bourbons that is in the collection. This is Pinhook Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is the 4 years. This is the first release of the Vertical series, where they're going to take their barrels that they've procured. They've actually contract distilled with Castle and Key. And this is the first one. All the batch that they created were 4 years old. And then every year subsequently, they're going to release another batch that are older. So ultimately, you're going to end up with a 12-year bourbon that is going to kind of follow in the line. So each year, they pick a different horse to use as a, I guess, label. This is Bourbon War. And this is going to be coming in at 98 proof. So it's not super high. As you can see, we've had a little bit of it.
It has been a while since I've had any Pinhook at all.
I mean, this was put out in 2019. So that would suggest it's a little older. And honestly, it's not one I constantly reach for. And I don't really, when I go to the store, I see an array of Pinhook, and it's not something that I'm...
Which one? I have one of these.
You have one of these as well. I don't know which one you have, but...
I'll bring it over, we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got cast strength finishes. They've got a vertical rye series as well. So they've got a lot of options that are going to be available going forward. The mash bill is going to be 75% corn, 20.5% rye, and then 4.5% malted barley. It's got a nice little color on it. And I believe this was probably around $50, 45 to $50. This was a gift. This was a gift. Some go a little higher depending on their proof and their age. Okay, so what we're going to do now, let's go ahead and pour it, see what we like. Let's pour it and see what we like. A little bit. Never want to pour too heavy.
What's the proof on this?
98.
98?
Yeah. So this, it's not as dark as it looks.
Light.
Yeah, it's not as dark as it looked in the bottle.
Okay, and you said this was distilled by who?
Castle and Key. So it's contract distilled. They say, here's our mash bill, make us something, and they take it and
now where do they distill that?
That's going to be up in Kentucky. We haven't visited this location or Castle and Key, which is I think one of the things I'd like to visit once we go on our next journey up to Kentucky and kind of the homeland, right?
We might take y'all along for that.
Yes, that would be a lot of fun. All right, so let's see what this fella smells like. I get a lot of corn.
Yep.
Young again. This kind of falls in line with what we had in one of our other videos, a younger bourbon.
Yes. Younger.
A little bit of butterscotch, I would say. I get a little butterscotch. Very, very...
It's a light nose.
Yeah. A little... Okay, I will say there is
like
a slight fruit. There's real subtle, but it's there, definitely.
You kind of got to look for any note because
there's not a lot
real,
there.
Yeah, it's real subtle.
I mean,
anyway.
maybe it's the age, maybe it's the proof. I don't know, but let's see.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Not too bad.
I mean,
it's a little hotter than I would like for a 98 proof. I get that little alcohol burn on the front end.
Little licorice note.
Yeah,
that's kind of,
I get that. Clove,
kind of
clove.
Yeah,
clove note.
Yeah. That's kind of a nice surprise, but other than that,
there's not a lot there. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not super complex. Let's see here.
It almost has some rye notes to it.
More herbally.
Yeah.
Kind of get a real subtle peanut.
That might just be the youngness.
Yeah, maybe that's just still kind of grainy.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. It's not bad. It's got a decently long finish. It's still kind of sitting there, rolling around in my tongue.
Yeah, it's This is I don't know, a perfect gift bourbon, I guess.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty even, right? There's not super strong flavors that are going to put anybody off. It's not a high enough proof that people that prefer a lower proof are going to be kind of put off by. So, you know, it's pretty pretty in the middle of
Yeah,
a lot of categories.
You can tell enough time and effort was put in to make
Oh,
it
absolutely.
decent.
Oh, it's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good. I prefer a little bit more of a.
You ever go buy a second bottle?
Not of the 4-year. Not that I could find this. I mean, I may. I may get one that 8 years, 9 years. I mean, ultimately they're going to get to 12. We'll see what that is like. Everything I've read about Pinhook online is that the newer stuff is really, really tasty. So maybe we should
We need to revisit
investigate a little bit.
Pinhooks.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
absolutely.
Well, I'll bring mine
Kinda see,
over and we'll try it
and we'll
again.
try it out.
We'll see
So
what we got.
let's rate.
All right, nose.
Nose. I mean, it's young, 4 to 5. It's not
You're
super.
being generous
Yeah,
if you give it a 5.
4 to 5, depending on your preference. If you like corn,
It's just, I
then
mean,
you're great. It's a 7 or 8. Okay.
That's a 4.
Okay.
I mean, if you're
Fair
looking
enough.
for a
I'm down with that.
bourbon nose, it's a 4.
But it's a good. I mean, it's a good standard. It's
Yeah.
nothing crazy.
yeah,
It's not lacking. It's just young. I
It
think
is young.
that's why I think I'd be interested in kind of exploring some of the older expressions.
all right, taste.
All right. 4 to 5 again. I mean, it's right there in the
that
middle.
same range. Yep.
It's nothing spectacular, but it's also something I mean, if somebody poured me a glass of this, I'm not upset.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at them for pouring this.
I mean, I would reach for some different things in
Anything
my
else?
own collection, but it's not something I'd throw out. I wouldn't. It's not a drain pour by any stretch of the imagination.
No. This
Okay.
is much better than that.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it.
Value.
Value for $40 to $50, I would say that's probably not terrible.
I'd go out on that level.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Anything.
not awful. I mean, depending on, the proofs you prefer. If you want a higher proof, this is probably not something you want to spend $50 on.
No.
But for that kind of almost a bottle and bond proof range, it's right there. I mean, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
So I would say if we're rating it with all the things considered, I would say the value would probably be a 5 or a 6 as well. To
Okay.
where it's not something that is overly priced. There's plenty of those out there, right?
I'm going to be
There's-
generous on this one. I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay.
Because I think it is a good kind of.
And the idea behind it, the fact that they're going to take a batch of bourbon,
Yeah, I like
a
the
batch
idea.
of barrels that they distilled, and start making different small batches every year and release them. The same bourbon, but it's aged a little bit longer. So we have that vertical comparison of how the barrel is impacting the flavor and the character of the bourbon itself. So I enjoy it. If you're interested, maybe get an older version. I don't know if 4-year is still out there. There may be. I don't know. But, go check out the 6, 7, 8. And maybe we'll get to 9 and 10. But when you get to 12, we may have something spectacular. I mean, 'cause
Comment how you
is
feel
young.
about
Yeah, absolutely.
Pinhook. Tell us
Let
how
us know
feel
what you
about it.
think and if there's any other expressions we need to explore. All right, guys, thanks, and we'll see you again soon.